Okay, so this time, we're looking at a punch-out book. So as you probably, if you watched any of my videos, you know I've done quite a few on card model kits. I, as a kid, loved them. I think those and Letraset were my favourite pastimes. And I made so many card model books, and I'm trying to amass another collection. So I've just got this one, which is a 1978 Star Wars. So this was released for the first film, which is called Star Wars, and this is obviously pre Lucasfilm basically controlling all the licenses, the rights, with a, you know, an iron hand. So at this point you still had a bit of leeway in the licensees producing merchandise. So this one is a punch-out book. In the UK they were always called press-out books, but America seems to have punch-out, which just sounds much more violent. But we had press-out books. I've got another one to do, which is the Asterix Gaulish Village. So I've actually got a spare one of them, so I might do a video where I'm actually making it up. That would be quite fun, I think. But yeah, I absolutely adored these as a kid. Never had the Star Wars one. I had a couple of the activity books where you could make R2-D2 and Death Star cookies and things like that. But this was something I did see in an amount. I think it was in a Starlog or something, and I absolutely like, oh, I want that. Because at the time there just wasn't any Star Wars models or anything. The first models I ever got was, it must have been Christmas '78, and that was like 6 months after Star Wars had opened here, and it was the Dennis Fisher reissues of the MPC X-Wing and TIE Fighter, Darth Vader's TIE Fighter. Oh my goodness, they were good kits. But these you can make some card models. So the picture on the front, again, if this would have been a couple of years later, I think you'd have seen it with photos on, but this is quite a nice sort of pencil sketch of an X-Wing going over the Death Star. And it's the Star Wars Punch Out and Make It book. Punch Out and Make It hyphenated, weirdly. No scissors, no paste. Again, we had glue. Paste is a very American term again. You know, we did have glue that was a paste, but it was weird. We had it at school, and you got a little white spatula, and it came in like a flat tin, and it tasted of almonds. And I say tasted because everyone ate it. It smelled of almonds. It was lovely. So all the kids were eating the glue. Could explain a lot. So this one you can make R2-D2, C-3PO, X-Wing plane. So a few years later it would have just been an X-Wing, but this is a plane. Land speeder, energy pistol, lightsaber, doesn't say whose, and you'll see why shortly, TIE Fighter, and Sandcrawler. As kids, we never knew what TIE Fighter meant, and I think in one of the comics they said it was a twin iron engine, but as kids we worked out that it was Tarkin's Imperial Empire fighter, which I think is much better. We thought Tarkin ran the Empire. On the back, you just got R2-D2. So let's have a look. Let's go through this. So, this page. So R2-D2, designed by Ib Pennick, illustrated by Patricia Wynne. Instructional drawings by Charlotte Staub, based on the film by George Lucas. So published 1978. I don't know how many sort of re-editions of this went. It seems to be fairly common on eBay. So we've got the Sandcrawler, and again, it's all pencil drawings, which you just wouldn't get now. It'd be like computer done stuff. This is someone's actually sat and drawn these, which is amazing. And like you get you see tiny little Jawas. So it goes together. It's basically a box with legs, rear scoop panel, and then obviously nothing on that side. And then we go to R2-D2. So he appears to be quite a simple little model. I'll just move this up. Reposition it so you can see better. So quite a simple little hexagonal model, which is interesting because obviously doing a cylinder in cardboard is fairly simple, but they've creased it so that it goes hexagonal, which is an interesting choice. Again, very difficult to do a dome, so it looks like he's got a bit of an old flat head. And then the next one is the X-Wing. Again, all pencil drawings. It's amazing. Very stubby little, what are they, the guns on them? But look at that. That's weird. It looks like someone's put, you know, in the 70s you'd have like a spindle that you put memos on, and it was like a pin. That's what that looks like. I wonder what they copied off that. That looks like someone's copied something when it was being made, you know, as if they were spraying it and there's a mask on it. I've never seen that before on any X-Wing. That's interesting. So again, goes together quite well. Much better. Do you remember any UK readers, Star Wars Weekly? Do you remember the reissues of the Marvel comics split in half, and we had them weekly? And the first couple of issues, you got an X-Wing, flying X-Wing, and a flying TIE fighter. And it was amazing because we had them before the film came out. We had Star Wars Weekly before the film came out. So that was the idea of what an X-Wing and a TIE fighter was. There's nothing like them. They were terrible. So again, the middle pages are not. So this is the land speeder. You get quite a nice sort of a nonchalant Luke. I don't know what he's doing now. Operating a gear stick, or he's got a walking stick. Not bad likeness. As a kid, this would be the one I was interested in because you got a figure with it. I love getting figures. Interesting windshield, again windscreen in the UK. Ooh, it's starting to come out. Have to be careful. And there is some printing on the back, I presume, where you would see stuff. And this is the energy pistol, which doesn't appear to be based on anything from the film. That it looks like in the back issues of Starlog you had these laser pistols, and they were just, you know, sort of fan produced, turned acrylic and that, and that's what this looks like, especially that handle. But it doesn't look like anything that appeared in the show, in the film. Looks more like a modern gun. Yeah, I can't see anything that's recognisable on that. So I think this is where they, towards the back of the book, this is where they're sort of using their own licence. So we've got the TIE fighter, and as you can see, it doesn't really look like the TIE fighter. It looks more like Darth Vader's TIE bomber, but with TIE fighter wings. So again, not something you would have got a couple of years later when they sort of clamped down on these things. I might try and get another one of these and make them up because they look like they'd be interesting. C-3PO. Again, looks quite nice. He hasn't got his silver leg, which is something that I didn't really find out about until decent sort of DVD stuff came out. I just didn't know he had a silver leg. Couldn't see it. And the figure didn't. So lightsaber. So that's the lightsaber blade. So what is it, about 6 inches, 5 inches, and then when you see the lightsaber handle, so this is what it looks like, and it looks like no lightsaber. It looks like a lemon squeezer from the 70s. So I don't know where they've got this from. It really looks like nothing. It's like a sink plug. So I think they've used a bit of artistic license, we should say. Be interesting to make that up just to see how inaccurate it was. So yeah, so a very simple book, but like I say, as a kid I would have absolutely killed to get hold of this. I know they did an Empire one. I don't know whether they did a Return of the Jedi, so I might keep an eye out to see if I can get them. But yeah, this came up on eBay. I think I paid about £7 for it, which I think is not bad for this age of book. It's got a bit of sort of sun damage. It's obviously been in a pile with a book on top of it that's protected it, but then just the lip of it has been exposed to sunlight. But yeah, if you want to see more of these Punch-Out books, you want to see me making some of them, let me know. Please like and subscribe if you can, it does help the channel out. And I'll see you again next time. Thanks then. Bye.